Stores may stop accepting returns. It's not as bad as it seems. In fact, when you first hear that, you may think that's bad news. This is terrible. If I buy something, if I don't like it, if it doesn't fit or if it breaks, I can't return it. But that's not actually what's happening. In some cases, stores are considering letting you keep the merchandise that you're trying to return, but still give you a refund. We're going to talk about that first. Please make sure you would like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please help us out here. Not sure what that noise was. Also, my wife set me up with this background here, and I've been losing subscribers. Please subscribe. My wife's kind of sad. She even got these lights put up here in addition to the flowers and the plants, and I've been losing subscribers for some reason. Please, my wife is very sad. Please subscribe, and it might make her happy. Let's get into the news today about the stores possibly letting you keep the money and letting you keep the item that you want to return. And this comes out of an article here out of CNN. Just keep your returns. Stores way paying you not to bring back your unwanted items. How crazy is this? And I'm sure most of you remember the onset of the health crisis. All we heard about was shortages. Go rush out and buy as many things as you can. People ran out, they bought toilet paper, they bought canned goods. They thought we were going to run out of everything. And now we see these retailers are reporting excess inventory in enormous amounts. So much that they're actually considering paying you and letting you keep the return because they don't want to throw it back in the warehouse on top of all the other stuff. And I think many of you remember the reports where we talked about the hundreds and sometimes 200, 300 cargo ships off the coast of California. We showed you the maps in some cases. You all remember that? So we knew there was a huge backlog of items, and we did see stores in some cases run low and run out of certain items. Now, to me, the big scary part of this is the food shortages. When I go into a store and there's 0 eggs or just 1 or 2 cartons of eggs, I start to get a little bit scared, a little bit worried. If I go into a store and they're out of jogging pants, that's okay. I can live without jogging pants. But if I go to multiple stores and they're out of eggs, then we have a problem. Because I don't have my own chickens. I hope to one day, but right now I don't have my own chickens or hens. Now what stores typically do is they'll take returns and they'll either repackage them and resell them, or they'll refurbish them, or sometimes they'll sell them at wholesale costs to liquidators, and these are retailers that resell items or sell items that have been returned at a discount price. And we have some stores that do that here right in San Diego. One is called GTM, and you go there and things are about half price in many cases of what you'll pay at a regular retailer like Target or Walmart. It's not always half price, so you have to make sure that they are getting you a good deal. But there are many retailers out there that do resell these returned items or repackaged items. Now, some people will hear this and they'll say, great, I'm going to go buy hundreds of dollars worth of stuff and try to take everything back, and they're just going to give me the money back and let me keep all this stuff. No, it's not that simple, and that's not going to work. It's only going to be certain items, and it's only going to be probably the lesser and more inexpensive items. If you buy a TV, let's say $300 or $400 TV, you're not going to get a free TV by trying to return it, of course. And I'm sure there'll be probably a few boneheads out there that will try to do that, but they're not going to be able to return these more expensive items. These are items that are going to be lower cost, and it's going to cost more for the store to pay somebody to process this, ship it somewhere else, or resell it. It's going to cost more to do all that than just letting the customer keep the money. So for items $5 or $10, you'll probably be able to return it, and actually not return it, keep your money while trying to return it. And I recently had this experience on Amazon. I bought a shirt, I got it, it didn't fit, and I went to put in a return. They said, here's your refund, go ahead and keep the shirt, we don't want it back. It's a $12 or $13 shirt. It was cheaper for Amazon to just give me my money back than pay somebody to get the return, open it, restock it, put it back up for sale, make sure it's in good condition, all that stuff. So these retailers are looking at the huge inventories in their warehouses and looking at the cost of processing all these returns. Now, I see quite a bit of people down here in comments on this channel. They're saying this whole shortage thing is a big scam. They're saying the automobile shortage, the chip shortage, is causing prices to skyrocket for cars. They say that's a scam, and that there's a huge warehouse of chips somewhere that they're just putting back or holding back to create this artificial shortage. Well, we see stories like this where retailers are so backlogged of inventory, even Amazon is getting rid of some of their warehouse space, so they're leasing it out because the demand has slowed down from consumers. Now, I think part of that is because people are getting their credit cards maxed out. So yes, people are going to slow down on unnecessary spending, and they're going to hold back on some of these shopping trips just because of the levels of debt and these enormous balances on their credit cards. You can only go so high on your credit card, and you start missing a payment or two here and there. Credit card companies are going to start dropping your credit card limit that you have available, and that's when you're going to see the big panic and the big storm begin, when people get their credit lines decreased. And we know that credit cards in general have been a lifeline for so many people. When that happens in mass, that's when you're going to start seeing the recession rear its ugly head. Right now, I think that we're in a recession. Of course, they're not going to admit that yet, because that would be a self-fulfilling prophecy. If everybody came out of the news and said, we're in a recession, then people would panic even more and pull back more on spending, and then that would even escalate and cause the recession to be even worse and get here much more quickly. So yes, I think we're in a recession. The 6 o'clock news may not say it. There's a lot of people out there talking about it, talking about a recession is going to be here, but very few people are actually saying, yes, we are in a recession. Now, I've got to be kind of careful about what I say, the way I word things on here, on this platform. But I think a lot of what we're seeing as far as the crises are manufactured. I'll just leave it at that. I think a lot of what we're seeing is people manipulating things. You know what I think about the markets. But when you look at the supply chains and a lot of things that are happening in our world today, I think a lot of it is created on purpose. I'll leave it at that. So we're going to stay on top of the news here for you and get into a lot of other economic financial news. We'll be back with another update tomorrow, maybe two updates. Please subscribe, and I will keep bringing you more news. The more subscribers, the more news I will bring, I promise. And thank you for being here. I'm blessed to have you watching. Hope everybody's well. Keep stacking, stay well. Bye now. Peace.